And basically, today I want to talk to you about this guy on the screen right now. Okay, David Pacman Show, I think is his last name. Is Show, right? His first name is the David Pacman, and his last name is Show, or it's Man Show or something. Stupidness aside, I want to talk to you about David Pacman in this video. And first and foremost, he is a tool. He is a pony, a horse, um, for the rich. That's why he is doing so well because they control the airways, right? They control media and politics. They control. It's pay to win right now, okay? And they control the system because they have all the money, so they pay for all the advertising space. And the problem is, advertising took up the main scene, whereas before it used to be, the 5% of the screen. Now it makes up like 90% of the screen. Now it's a majority of what you're doing, right? Like that's how they control the world. It's through this. They own you. You're a sellout, whether you like it or not. This is how they all are. This is why I haven't taken off because I don't sell out. I don't allow them to wiggle in and consume part of me so that my message goes to you that they want you to live by. They want you to buy their products. They want you to do their stuff, and I don't want you to. So they don't sponsor me. Whereas him, he'll gladly sell out and bend over for these guys because he don't care. He's just trying to make money. I made a video pointing out how he would leave if they threatened him. He would take his family and go to another nation. He said if America was so bad, I would leave. Right. So that's all they gotta do, and he'd shut up instantly. And that might be why they control him like they do. Anyways, the point is that I wanted rather to point out the fact that this guy is basically he's a pony, but on top of all of that, he likes to he's a thief essentially. And what he does in all of his videos he's ever made, he steals thunder. So let's say you have a message that you want to get across. Okay. He makes a video covering it, but he says the message for you, and then he plays you saying the message, and he's like, right, like I said, and he takes the credit. That's why he's doing well. He's a thief. And that's what he does here. Watch.
Fed Chairman Jerome Powell has dropped a little brutal warning on Donald Trump's economy. He just did massive dumps of bad economic news right on Donald Trump's head. What Donald Trump and others want you to believe is that the economy has never been better, that this is an economy firing on all cylinders. But Jerome Powell has a different perspective. Trump despises Jerome Powell. Why? Because Jerome Powell does not allow himself to be bullied by political desires and simply tells it like it is. And here he is explaining that the higher gas prices that are resulting from the Iran war are reducing the disposable income that people have, which means they will spend less money on other things. This is called basic demand side economic analysis.
Okay, did you see all that? Did you see all that? Now watch. Everything that David Pacman just covered and just explained and just talked you through, it's gonna happen here.
But remember, when gas prices go up, that's disposable income coming out of people's pockets, so they're going to spend less on other things. So there will be a hit to GDP. So
that is exactly right.
See? See? That is exactly right. He makes it seem like it was my idea and he's backing me up. When in reality, it was his idea and he is just explaining it. But he is taking the glory for himself. It's funny because in this video they make mention of it.
That is absolutely basic macroeconomics. GDP.
Now, real quick before I show you that, what he should have done is, "Hi guys, I gotta show you something. Play the video, then explain it." Right? Because that way, he's not stealing thunder. He's not trying to take credit, right? And he's not putting himself first. But that's what he's doing, right? So that's the problem.
will go down because of higher gas prices, because people will have less money to spend on everyday goods. You know, sometimes I get these are kind of weird
I get
emails because a lot of people just they make everything about me when they watch the show.
they make everything about me when they watch the show. No, they make everything about you because you made everything about you. This is you talking about stuff and then playing footage to support your argument, essentially. Hey guys, this happened, and he talked about this, and he talked about this, and he talked about this, right? That's you saying all of that stuff. That's you putting you first. People are reacting to it that way because of you.
But I've explained to people that not only I've said before, Trump's economic policy, his two tax bills in 2017 and then in the second term, they've been good for me as an individual if I think only of myself like a man on an island with no one else, because they've carved out tax deductions for people who own exactly the type of business that I own. But I've explained, not only do I think it's not the morally right thing to do, even if I only think of myself self-centeredly, egocentrically,
Which is what you do.
the way Trump does,
The way you do.
I should still want broad-based tax benefits for the average person. Why? Well, I depend on advertising and memberships. People who go, hey, I like David's show. I may not like his hair. I may not like his facial hair. I may not like his armpit hair. Okay, now we're going a little crazy.
For the record, that doesn't exist. There's no opinion. They don't care. The reason why is because you have hundreds of thousands of views, but you only get 5,000 likes. And that's because most of what's going on is bots. Most of the network is bots. It's basically pretend shit. Like, for example, I watched Destiny, right? He streams and he has 5,000 people live, right? 5,000? That's it. 5,000. That's a fuck ton. Because there's probably minimal bots there. Very minimal. Right? I would say like way less than 1,000 for sure. Like I would argue 100 probably, less than like 50 or whatever, but the point is like anyways.
I want to support David's show. I'm going to pay $6 a month.
You got bots. And you do have some people who watch you, right? This is what they do. It's called, they're guiding. You're a sheep, and you're just following the herd, and the herd is being controlled by bots. That's how the world works, okay? So all of the bots are running this way, so you, as if you are running that way too. That's how it works, right? That's basically what's going on. That's why my channel doesn't do well, because they have a bunch of bots show up, and what they do is they thumbs down and they hate and block and they hide and they repress all of the stuff that I have going on, so my channel doesn't do well. And the only way I could do well is if somebody else engages, or if someone actually grassroots kind of stuff happens, right? That's the only way, is because then the people that are guided to you, for example, if you talk to me, now they're guided to me and they see what I'm saying, right? And then now there's a chance that I might have 30 viewers or something, and that would be way more than I would ever get on my own, but that's the only way that would ever happen, is because there was engagement, right? That's how they work. That's how they work.
Why would I want a policy that doesn't fill people's pockets with a little more money with which they could subscribe to me? Like, if you want to say, David, I don't really believe you care about the average person. I think you only care about yourself. Well, then I should still want different tax policy than what these Republicans put forward. That is the same economic analysis that Jerome Powell is making here macroeconomically. Fed.
Now, what I'm trying to tell you, or David, he's saying, if I was egotistic, I would want this anyway. Because no matter what, he's doing well, right? And this tax policy mostly helps people like him who already have. And so him acquiring, he's gonna get one way or like, no matter what, he's in a good situation, right? So he can play it however he wants, right? His reality, his actual personality that he tries to hide, does come out sometimes. But he mostly represses it and tries to be like, oh, it's all about you, but really he's all about himself. That's why he makes the show about him. That's why he makes the videos the way he does. He talks first. He takes the credit. Yes, I'm reporting on him, but the way he talks about it, it's as if like, hey guys, Ninja here, right? I have a cup of coffee, and stuff, and there's this guy on Fox or whatever, and he wants to talk about my cup of coffee. But the thing is, you already made about you and your coffee. Like, it's a small blip. Most people may not detect it. They may not have, like, once upon a time, we had a saying that was called common sense. And now it devolved and warped into common sense is so common, why do so little people have it? Because it's no longer common anymore. That common sense is gone. I still have it, but most of the kids do not. This is why I can detect certain things that other people cannot. This is why I can see and put thoughts together and ideas together that people hate on me for, because they don't understand it. They don't see it. They don't understand it. So, and what they do, instead of talking to me and trying to see it, they hate on me. Fuck you, you know what the hell you talking about? You're stupid, you're wrong, you're blah. And they protect the person instead of trying to hear me out and say, okay, make your point, state your case, right? I talked to a streamer, right? Pretty popular, has a lot of fucking people that fucking, they're soy boys all over her, right? She confronted me, okay? Because I told her, I was like, I would tell you, because she asked her audience, what games should I play? And I responded with, I would tell you, but I don't think you're good enough, so I'm not going to tell you. So she read that. And then her fan base was like, ban him, ban him, ban him, right? And she said, no, I'm not gonna ban him. And she called me on Ninja. What games did you have in mind that I can't play just to see? To see if you're full of shit. Basically, she called me out. She just straight up called me out. Right? So I told her Pokemon Red. And so she's like, wow, okay, so that's nothing. So you're full of shit, huh? I should have known you're full of shit. You're full of, and like a few seconds pass by in the chat finally catches up and she's like, oh, that game, Call of Duty. Oh, no, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to install that game. That game is very hard. I'm not going to play that game. Well done. You have proved your work. Good job. And she gave me that chance. Most people just ban me outright because they don't follow, they don't see that I'm actually truthful, that I'm actually legitimate. They don't see what I see, so they ban me. That's why they're going off a cliff, because they banned me. And I'm like, I don't want to go off a cliff. I don't want to go that way. So they banned me. They control the population that way. That's the problem, right? And that's how you are. And that's what's going on with you. You control people. You manipulate them, right? It's like you are the same caliber as Trump. Basically, you're committing crimes, quote unquote, but there's no smoking gun. You know what I mean? That's what's going on. That's what it is. So, anyways, that's it. Be well, be happy, take care, be loved, God bless, be strong, praise Allah, praise the Yevon, all that good stuff. I'm not a hater. No one should be. I hate haters. I really do. I like call it out. I like that. I like people who call it out because it prevents you from going off of a cliff by hate assholes, right? That's why I invented the asshole test. The way you can figure them out is you gotta engage. You have to engage. They go, what do you mean? That's the asshole test. All you have to do is find out what they mean, right? And the thing about the asshole test is that once you're aware that the asshole test exists, then you are it doesn't work anymore. This only works for kids. Okay, because they aren't aware, or stupid people in general, they aren't aware of this. Okay, so you ask them, what do you mean? In their mind, they're not thinking, oh, I better answer, so that I mean, like, this is psychology stuff, right? I better answer, so he doesn't think something's up. He doesn't have that in his brain, right? So you ask the kid, again, who does not have this in his brain, you ask him, what did you mean? No. And you know you have an asshole because he's not engaging. He doesn't care. He's just doing it to do it. So fail that kid. Fuck that kid. Right? But if you ask the kid, what do you mean? And the kid's like, well, 2 plus 2 is 4, so do you think 22 plus 22 is 44, right? And so that would be engagement. And so now you know that kid is asking not to be an asshole, but to actually know. He's actually engaging with you. So don't ban him. That's the secret, right? But anyways, yeah, it's like reverse psychology essentially, right? Like once you know, you know. And that's how this this whole game works with you. And how you're taking credit for stuff, basically. And this is why people are pointing to you, because you keep putting yourself dead center. They say don't shoot the messenger, but once upon a time, the messenger was just a dude that had just gave you an envelope and said peace. But for you, you're like, come in, I have a message for you. Here's a cup of coffee. Sign this dotted line, donate to me, make my, you create attachment to you. Then you're like, okay, now that I have you, and now that I can milk you, now I'm going to tell you the news. And then you're like, oh, don't shoot the messenger. Dude, you're doing more than being a messenger at that point. And that's what you do. That's what you do, right? So anyways, be well, be happy, be safe, Godspeed, God bless, take care, be loved, be happy, praise Allah, praise Heaven, stand my way, don't let it hit you or let it split you, and peace.